Hi everyone, I'm Steven. I'm one of the artists here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort in Florida. 7 days a week, here in the resort lobby, an artist like me teaches you how to draw some of your favorite Disney and Pixar characters. Anyone can draw, you don't even need to be staying here at the resort. With Valentine's Day coming up, I thought we'd draw a romantic couple today. It's a story about a lonely robot who discovers love across the universe. How about we draw Wally and Eve? The first thing we do is draw the construction shapes for both Wally and Eve before we start establishing the detail lines. The reason we do that is so we can establish the correct size, spacing, and overall shape of each character. Let's start with Eve, so we're going to draw a big oval for her head. Follow that with a guideline for her face, one that's going to go up and down, a slight curve, followed by a big horizontal guideline, which will also be at a curve. So let's draw a secondary oval inside the larger oval, and this will be the outline of Eve's face. As you can see, the inner oval is touching the edge of the larger oval. Next, let's do the rough outline of Eve's body. I'm going to draw a big curve that swoops on down on the left side, followed by a similar curve on the right side. Eve is roughed in. Let's move on to Wally. We'll start off with 3 vertical lines. So now, from there, we're going to draw a diamond shape on top. Or if it's easier, you can draw the diamond shape first, followed by those 3 straight lines. That's the rough outline of his body. Now let's work on his eyes. That's 2 really skinny eggs, one right next to the other one. We're going to draw a diagonal line across the top of each egg to help give Wally that iconic look. We're going to add more depth to Wally's eyes by just drawing straight lines on back. A little 3D effect. Now go ahead and curve on up and back on over to follow that diagonal line at the top. Let's draw the part of his head behind his eyes. So yet again, draw 2 lines that come straight on back. And we're also going to follow the same curve pattern as the eyes and curve on up and cut on over with a diagonal line. Wally's head is kind of floating up in the air, so let's attach it to the body by putting in his neck. Start off by drawing 2 parallel lines that come on down and then back on in from there. But in the middle of the neck, Wally has a hinge. To draw the hinge, simply draw 2 lines across. Draw a curve on each end. That one's more of an oval. With the construction shapes now complete, I'm going to switch pencils in order to start defining the line work. Just like before, let's start with Eve. I'm starting by filling out the curve of her overall head shape and just cleaning that shape up. Not that different, just more clearly defined. Now we'll outline the inner circle. Inside the inner circle, go her eyes. Her eyes are simply 2 shallow curves for the bottom with 2 deep curves on the top. And I'll just fill those in a little bit. And now, onto the details of Eve's body. Eve's body is wider at the top and more narrow at the bottom. Her arm is fairly simple, so let's just sketch out kind of like an upside down letter U. Above her arm, let's sketch out an upside down letter J. That forms up her arm socket. Next, draw a big curved line beneath her head, just to add a little bit more dimension. We have a little bit more work left to do with Eve. But for now, let's switch over to Wally. We're going to start with Wally's eyes and define those big half egg shapes that we drawn earlier. You can trace over those lines and clean them up. Let's now draw the same shape, just a little bit smaller on the inside in order to add some depth. For the lenses of Wally's eyes, let's draw in 2 skinny ovals. Again, add a secondary inner oval to add more depth and character to Wally's lenses, and to make them more shiny, let's add some highlight marks. First, sketch out an oval on the upper left-hand corner of the lenses. Then add a small curve at the bottom and thicken that up with maybe another secondary circle right next to it. Now let's actually define everything that's behind the lenses. So go ahead and thicken those up as you draw the same shape of the lenses and push those on back. And a couple lines to help play up the edges. So now that we got the head done, let's jump down to Wally's neck. And again, we're going to define and refine the construction lines. From here, we're going to fill in the details of Wally's body. In order to add more dimension to that diamond shape, let's draw in a couple lines that go on up and then continue on with the diamond shape. I'm going to next draw one more diamond shape, and this is where Wally's neck is going to attach to the inside of Wally's body. Let's define those 3 lines that come on down from the top diamond shape. Wally has a panel with buttons on it right in the front of him. So let's draw that. I'm going to draw a line that goes from side to side in the front, as well as 3 vertical lines above that. Maybe add a couple little circles, and maybe a little vent as well by drawing 3 simple straight lines. Follow that with a little square beneath those 3 vent lines. This little body line shape actually resembles kind of like a sideways and backwards letter L. And 3 quick little lines complete Eve's arm, which is right behind Wally's body. With a little shading, our couple will almost be done. Start off by shading in Wally's lenses. Be sure to shade in just lightly, you don't want to press too hard. Followed by shading in the area that's around Wally's neck. For Eve, let's shade in her face. And that leaves her eyes nice and bright. To really show our couples in love, let's add a spark. The easiest way to draw this spark is to draw a zigzagged heart shape. And from there, simply draw a couple zigzags that go to each character. And one last final thing, you have to sign your work. And there they are, Waste Allocation Load Lifter Earth Class, Wally for short, and Extraterrestrial Vegetation Evaluator, also known as Eve. Happy Valentine's Day, and sketch you later.